Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of 5 in the series on using people analytics to help your business soar to great heights. Right now, we are going to jump right over to our special guest, Keith Good, Vice President of Client Services at Zeroed In, and he is going to share with us some stories or case studies of how his customers used people in HR data and it had a really impactful outcome on their business. So take it away, Keith.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one sample that comes to mind as most impactful was working with a large retail organization. Think lots of stores out there, people, retail. So during seasonal hires that come and go, and the organizational structure, stores, regions, districts, and so forth. So we were able to collect data from a wide range of different HR systems. So core HR was part of that. Time and attendance, performance, learning, all those data was being collected and aggregated on a daily basis. In addition, we were able to bring in other data such as sales data. So looking at, sales data all the way down to the SKU level of a retail organization. So who sold what at a certain time in a certain store, and then we were able to pull that data together to look at what employees are constantly meeting their sales goals, and why is that? And then they could take that information and say, well, these employees obviously are making their sales goals. Let's give them preferred hours. Let's get them out on the stores that need help more. And the savings were enormous. We're talking millions of dollars across, large retail organization. But they were able to track that just by tweaking how they're scheduling people from what they've learned about the HR data in terms of how certain people were able to knock it out of the park with their sales goals, and how they can utilize those people in areas and continue to expand on that was key. And that we were able to look at things in terms of training, in terms of supervisor experience. All of that went into helping understand why are some people able to nail it with their sales goals and others weren't. So that very, very impactful. You're able to come up with we were able to look at an actual return there. So that one was really fun to work on.
Oh, that's awesome. So my question is, if they have or had all these different technology systems, so they weren't like zeroed in platforms, so to speak, but you were able to then use all of their systems that they already had and connect them all together somehow, some way. I don't need to know the logistics. My mind will be blown there. So that's
correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's probably the biggest fear of non-techie people, or just companies who don't want to spend more money, saying, hey, we just implemented this payroll system over here and this sales system over here. We don't want to trash them and start over. So you can use what they have already.
Right. Absolutely. We can even look at third-party data and join it into what organizations already have. We've worked with organizations to bring in COVID-related data so they can help understand how that might impact their workforce. We looked at, we had another organization that was looking at, that had people working outside quite a bit. So we brought in national weather data to see how that impacts performance and impacts.
Whoa, that's cool.
Very, very neat. So bringing in a third party and bringing that data together can really make a difference to help drive better decisions regarding your people.
74% of companies that successfully leveraged HR data reported significant improvements in decision-making and operational efficiency, with 67% of these organizations seeing a direct positive impact on their bottom line. That's according to a study by PricewaterhouseCoopers 2023 HR Tech Survey. Back to you.
I love it. I absolutely love it. This is finally, I'm interested in analytics, like really, really interested. I always have been, but knowing that you might be able to help these small businesses that are listening, or large businesses too, without changing their current technology. It means so much. On behalf of the listeners, I'm going to say that for them. In our next episode, though, I do want to talk a little bit more about the customers and your expertise in supporting customers' needs. For our listeners, just a reminder, for Aurora Training Advantage subscribers, you can earn HRCI and SHRM credits for listening to this series on the HR Empowerment Podcast channel. So just go to auroratrainingadvantage.com/podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining the HR Empowerment Podcast, brought to you by Aurora Training Advantage. We hope you've gained new insight and strategies to navigate the HR profession. We look forward to you joining us again on the HR Empowerment Podcast.